Hey there, so today we have another review. This is a beer from Golden Road, so owned by AB InBev. Meg Gill did the famous show on, what was it, HBO, Netflix, whatever. Yeah, Mango Cart, I mean, like, definitely a very famous brand. 4% mango wheat ale. I have no clue where it's actually brewed out of. They say it's Golden Road, Los Angeles, but I doubt it's being actually brewed all in Los Angeles. And it's crazy. Yeah, I think I've had this once, and this is a beer that people will ask me. It's like, hey, do you have anything that's like Mango Cart, which is... I mean, that's what happens when you get a AB InBev brewery to produce a bunch of this accessible beer that sort of get locked up in all these accounts, and you can sort of just like push the hell out of it. So let's see how this mass-produced crafty style craft beer is, right? So beer is quite attractive. Comes in a light gold color. Nice little bit of haze on haze, light chill haze, haze. Yeah. It's pretty nice. On the nose, yeah, you get that kind of just like artificial mango-y kind of character to it. Smells like just, like what? New Belgium adds fruits, what Terra, like, a bunch of breweries just add like fruit. Even Sierra Nevada, they add fruit. And there's just this kind of like cleaner kind of vibe to it. Like, it's not like fruit. Sometimes I use like the smoothie sours and stuff. There's like so much fruit. Here you get sort of this more like almost like candied note, but also like scent. Yeah, that's what it is, like scent. Lavender scent, blueberry scent, mango scent, like air freshener. There you go. A little bit of like Jolly Rancher thing coming on. Cheers. So for 4% beer, wow, that's actually not bad. There's almost like a light tartness here somehow, which is pretty interesting because I guess the mango plays into that. So I guess the mango flavor sort of accentuates the acidity that's in this beer, even though it's not a sour beer or tart beer at all. It just like tricks your brain into think there's like a light acidity. Part of what makes mangoes, so much mango is not only the sweetness and the flavor of the mango, but the acidity of the mango. A little bit like light, wheat, creamy body in the middle, very light. A little bit of doughiness, a little bit empty on the finish. Honestly, I'm surprised. Like, I've had these like craft beer examples trying to make something low alcohol, fruity, and crushable, and I don't know how many have succeeded. I mean, like obviously, like the ones that have a little bit of acidity to them. I think that's really nice. I think acidity is such a great place to put into beers at like 4 or 5%, because you need to do something when something's that small of a beer. Like you gotta especially if you're looking for something this summer, fruity, crushable. Acidity really helps. This is actually pretty well crafted, I think. Granted, I have it very cold. I have this probably at the temperature they want it to be served at. I'm curious if this beer sort of falls apart as it warms up. Let's see if it does. But yeah, there's a nice levity to it. The mouth feels actually pretty nice for some reason. It almost has like a creaminess to it. And then the fruit character is not overly sweet. Even though the aroma had this whatever, air freshener kind of thing going on. The character on the palate's not that bad. It has this kind of just like light, fruity candy thing that's actually like not detractably, I mean, you can say it tastes artificial, but I don't think it necessarily tastes bad. Artificial not always bad. I mean, so much of the stuff we enjoy is quote unquote artificial, right? Actually not bad as it warms up. It's honestly just relatively inoffensive, but also like not as bland as I expected. There's a little bit of this light wheat-based this beer that sort of like gives it a little bit of like body and character, and then the fruitiness just sits at a really nice, pretty place up front, and the beer's not overly watery. For 4%, wow! I mean, 4% is you're going real small. Like you're talking about beers that taste like literal water, like Budweiser, Bud Light, and I would have suspected that this beer with this amount of flavor, I would have put it at like 4.8. Maybe right around 5%, but 4%, this is lower alcohol than Bud Light, and there's so much more character. And that's the goal. We're going to shoot around this ABV. I mean, this goal is like, does it taste, well, obviously you have to have more flavor than Bud Light, but like, would you rather drink it than Bud Light? And yeah, this is, impressed. A lot of like these, mass-produced craft kind of beers do not impress, but I guess this one works out. I mean, some of them are just like original beers, like Wicked Weed's Pernicious IPA. That was always just a beer they had. I guess Golden Road just always had Mango Cart, and like they bought the brand with like the intention of like pushing it all the way out there because it, I guess, was a great brand beforehand. So honestly impressed. So rating. I mean, I'm not gonna go nuts for it, but like, you know, if I have to drink one in a bar, I'm not gonna be pissed. Like, there's definitely worst mass-produced craft examples out there, and it's definitely way tastier than like most macro beer. So almost all macro beer. And honestly, and I will even say it, it's actually even more tasty than some low ABV kind of summer crusher kind of actual craft beers. Yeah, you can't call this an actual craft beer, right? It's only AB, but interesting. I'm gonna go with a solid rating of an 86, 85. Golden Road Mango Cart. That's a solid rating. Impressive. I would have thought, again, like mass-produced craft kind of beer, I would have maybe a C, B minus, at best, C plus. It gets a solid B. It's like, does its job, low alcohol, high utility. I wouldn't be pissed if I was forced to drink a pint. So that's a shining review, and a B is actually even a bigger compliment than that. So pretty good. Let me know what you guys think about this brand. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm crazy. I'm just like sold out to AB, but that's obviously not the case. I'm just trying to give you an honest opinion about a beer. I think most of the products are not good. You know that. Later.